What's going on, everybody? Lay Bloomer here with my 5 things that any new PC builder should know, but just anybody in general, because this applies to everyone. I will have time steps in the description just in case you want to jump around. So let's get into it. The first thing is be calm. Please be calm. Don't stress out. Don't freak out. Don't get mad. Just be calm. If you make a mistake, you can fix it. You can always go back. Just make sure you are calm. Number 2, do not be afraid. Me, for example, I bought the parts and then got nervous and was like, you know what? I don't know if I can do this. You know, it might be too difficult. I don't want to break something. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do that. But I eventually got over being afraid, got calm, and got to it. It took me hours. My video shows only an hour, but in reality, I think I probably spent like 5 to 8 hours building my first PC. So there's a lot of frustration that is not in that video, but yes, it took a lot of time, you know. So just don't be afraid, just stay calm and you'll be all right. If you need to watch more videos, that is fine. Just stay calm and don't be afraid. The next thing on the list is check the manual. You know, that manual will save you so much time. I know a lot of people don't want to read manuals, but it will help you out, especially when it comes to building PCs, because the manual, for example, on the motherboard is going to tell you where to put the ROM. You don't want to have the ROM in slots A1 and B1 or slots 1 and 3 when it should have been in 2 and 4 or B2 and A2. So check the manual. The manual will also help you, figure out some of your problems. You don't know where a cord is supposed to go, or you're looking for a fan header. Well, check the manual and it's right there. I can most likely bet that. So always check the manual. Next on the list is take your time. So please take your time. If you rush through stuff, that's how you miss stuff. That's how you skip stuff. So take your time. You do not want to sit there and rush through, and now you're sitting here wondering why the PC doesn't post, when it's because you forgot to put the ROM in all the way, or you're wondering why the computer's not cutting on, but that's because you connected everything, including the power supply, but you forgot to plug the power supply power cable from the outlet into the actual power supply itself. You know, it's in the wall, plugged into the socket, but it's not plugged into the actual power supply. So of course your PC's not going to start because you don't have power running to it. But you wouldn't know that because you're not taking your time. So take your time. And the next thing, like I say, all of these is kind of somewhat, similar. They kind of just, leapfrogging off of each other. But yeah, so the next one is, after taking your time, make sure everything is in there properly. Cannot stress that enough. That killed me so many times. There were so many times in which, I was sitting there and I'm like, man, why is my computer not posting? I don't understand. I've got everything put in properly. What's going on? Turns out, I didn't have everything in there properly. I didn't make sure the ROM was in there properly, so the computer wasn't posting. It was only showing a black screen, which, was driving me crazy. But like I said, it turned out I only clamped down one side. I thought I had both sides, but I didn't double check and make sure everything's in properly, and that's why. So make sure everything is in there properly, and then you can avoid situations like mine, to where you were wasting 30 to 40, maybe even an hour trying to figure out why your computer's not cutting on or why it's not posting. Another prime example is when I built my computer the second time around. It wouldn't even cut on. I'm like, whoa, I've got the ROM in there properly. Now what's the problem? And it turned out I put too much thermal paste. So, don't do that. Make sure everything's in there properly. Make sure you've got everything on there right. And this applies to that, because if I would have made sure not to put a lot of thermal paste, I wouldn't have had that problem. But instead, I just, did what I wanted, thought I was putting the right amount without actually, well, actually, I knew that I was kind of going over, but I thought it wouldn't be that big of a deal. I didn't know at the time that thermal paste actually mattered as far as the amount you put. So make sure everything is in there properly and take your time. That way you can avoid these type of things. And yeah, that is it. So just follow these 5 steps, and it will help you along the way in your building the PC process. So thanks for watching. If you liked it, hit the like button. If you didn't like it, you know, let me know why. Hit the dislike button. And if you got any more tips for anyone else, including me, drop them in the comments, because I'm always looking for more advice on how to make my building experience smoother. And I will be building a new PC hopefully later on in the year. So if you guys have any extra tips or things that someone should know, don't hesitate to let me know.